Ronald, any injury news after the international break?
No players back with injuries. Still, we have to wait about 2 players, the African players who will travel today. I will speak to them tomorrow, but about Mane and Mayuka, normally we didn't get a call about injuries or something, and I expect everybody back in a good shape for Saturday.
Great for Graziano Pella as well, scoring his first goal on his debut for Italy. That'll help his form here, even though it's already good.
Yeah, that gives him a lot of confidence. I think it's nice to have that debut for the national team of Italy, and if you score the winning goal, it's something more special for him. But okay, that was nice, and we hope he will continue with his performance, what he did in the last few games.
Any updates on Jay Rodriguez? Any idea when he'll be back?
No, he's doing well. He's in his last part of revalidation to recover 100%, and I think it will take more 7-8 weeks to be fit for training session with the group. Okay, we'll wait for that, but he's working hard and he's doing everything to come back on a good shape.
One of your old colleagues, Ronald Koeman, said this week that he'd like to see you take over the Netherlands national team. Is it a job you'd be interested in? What did you make of those comments?
No, I was interested in that job because when I left Feyenoord, I was nominated to be the national coach, but the federation chose for hitting on that moment, and but not now. I'm now the coach and the manager of Southampton, and they have to wait if they liked me as the coach.
You'll stay here for the rest of the season? Can you assure the supporters?
Well, I hope for the whole contract, but it's football. But I don't move, and there's no chance to move now out of Southampton.
He was very complimentary about you, but in some ways, does Ronald Koeman's comments make things a little bit difficult for you as well? Were they unhelpful?
Yeah, but Ronald Koeman said that 1 year ago. He said the same, because a lot of people in Holland was surprised about the final decision about from the federation, and but it's now okay that people talks about the national team because we had a very poor start of the Europeans.
How confident are you can maintain the start you made here? You've had an excellent start so far when nobody really expected things to go that well.
That gives confidence to everybody, but we know it's football. We had a good start, but now we have another break, international break, when we have to come back in our shape, and we play at home against a tough team who Sunderland is, and it's not easy to beat them. They lost only 1 time in 7 games, and that means a lot, and it will be difficult, but still we have to do a lot to bring our performance what we like.
How do you assess your opponents, Sunderland? They had a series of draws. They then lifted them in quite nearly halfway up the table. I mean, you must be wary of them, especially as given the run of results against them last season.
Yes, but every season is different. It's not always the same, but it's difficult to beat them because they play out of a good organization. They are strong in defense, physical, strong players, and it will be a tough game at home. But we have to be prepared for that, and we like to show our qualities and to play offensive and to score goals. But we understand that will be difficult.
Can I ask about the subject of rest and recuperation in football? Do you think Raheem Sterling was right to tell Roy Hodgson that he was tired?
I don't know, because I don't know the player. I don't know what he did in training sessions. But that's the problem between the player and the national coach. I think it's sometimes difficult because the program of that kind of players who played for the club, who played for the national team, who has to play the Champions League, And after the world champions, always more injuries than normal. It's difficult, and he's still a young player. You have to look for that, because sometimes we think young players can play always. No, sometimes they need a rest. But it's not a player of mine. It's not my situation, and I prefer to say nothing about that.
Thank you. Any more for broadcast?
Ronald, if I can, obviously Graziano's come in and has made a massive impact. When he came, and obviously other players have come from Holland in the past, maybe fans and people looking from the outside might have been sceptical, but it's really paid off. And obviously I know it's early days, but he's done so very well since coming in.
Yeah, but the question wasn't the discussion about his qualities. The question was, can he do the same what he did in Holland? Because the Premier League level, it's more difficult for strikers to score against defenders, better defenders than usually in Holland. That was the question, and he's doing fantastic, because he's scoring goals, but out of that he's an important player in our way of playing in the team. And he has a lot of personality, and he has leadership, what we need, and not only by one player, of not only by one captain of the team, but by more experienced players, and he's showing that as well, and that makes him an important player.
Is it fair to say that when you brought him in, you perhaps didn't think you were bringing in an Italian international as such? Obviously, him sort of getting that recognition is a real pinnacle for him.
Yeah, but sometimes last season in Holland we spoke about the national Italian team, that he maybe will get a chance to make his debut. But I think now to show the qualities in this strong competition, that was for him the important, or maybe for the national coach, the moment to select a player, and now he has to continue.
Obviously, strikers like scoring goals, and that's why Graziano's obviously stepping in so quickly. Are you worried at all about Shane not finding the net yet?
No, I'm not worried about Shane Long, because we believe in the qualities of the player. This morning I spoke to him because he didn't start in the last few games. He didn't start with the national team, but he's quiet and he's confident in himself. Maybe the way of training, maybe that's a little bit different than he was used to do in the past, and maybe a little bit the position that he has to play is a little bit different. But he get the time to adapt on our way of playing, and he will scoring goals for sure. I don't doubt about that.
And just finally, looking at Sunderland, I don't think they've won away in the league yet. What sort of confidence does that give you? Do you look too much into things like that, into statistics?
No, sometimes yes, because more in statistics about this season, that they play 7 times, 7 games. They won 1, they lost 1, and they had 5 draws. And that means a lot, because that means that sometimes they have problems to score goals, but they don't receive a lot of goals, and that means that it's difficult to beat them.
Just on the Holland situation, I mean, do you think basically they missed their chance then to have you as boss, at least in the medium term? Because there was an opportunity.
In my opinion, yes.
Yeah. So obviously that's not something you can have regrets over, is it? Because it's not something you.
No, that was last season, but because I stopped as coach by Feyenoord in Holland, and they had the possibility to speak to me and to nominate myself for the national coach. But that's the past. Now it's a new situation. I'm very happy to be the manager of Southampton, and I don't chase this situation.
Exciting to be chasing, another season of progression, especially after all the talk in the summer. You can push on again, can't you?
Yeah, it's okay. That's always nice. It's much better than they are talking bad about you. But we know that the people in Holland are a little bit afraid, and for all very disappointed about the results and how they play. Okay, That's true. But that's not my problem.
Yeah, sorry, I meant about Southampton. Obviously, now you've got an opportunity to sort of here as well.
Yes, because I was always interested to be manager in England one day, and I got the possibility from Southampton, and my feeling is great about the football in England, about the competition, and about the team. I was working very hard to be successful.